Okay, I'm going to jump right into it. Going to jump right into it. Frugal Living Entertainment. Please, please, please tell me you do this one thing, and then we'll get into it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More Jan channel. How's everybody doing today? Please, please, please tell me that you factor in when you are dividing your money up into categories that you allow money for entertainment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is so important. That is so important. I know some people are jumping up and down the background going, yes, 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 yes. It's all about controlling and managing our finances. But absolutely, you do have to have some room for entertainment. After all, it's just not about work, 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 and never, ever, ever having any entertainment. Now, here's the difference. What kind of entertainment? How much will it cost? Or are we going to get out of control and be mindless in our spending habits? Now, that's the area of concern. So, if you go back exactly 1 week ago today, I published the video about the cash envelope system. Now, if you're totally unfamiliar with the cash envelope system, I highly and strongly suggest you go back to that video, and I really should put it in the description again for somebody or in the pinned post, perhaps. Maybe I'll do that when I can. The only way I could do that is when it's already uploaded. But at least in the description, I could add that video. And if I forget for some reason or another, just go back 1 week ago and you will find it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you're doing your budgeting, which you should do first, even before the cash envelope stuffing or whatever you want to call it system, when you do that, make sure you create a budget. Make sure you create categories. We all know that we're going to include our rent, our mortgage, our fixed expenses. Okay. That is just, hey, got to do it. Then comes the variable expenses. And one of those variable expenses that you need to include, in my honest, is entertainment. Now, like with everything else in life, you do not go overboard. There's something to be said. There's something to be said about having balance in our lives. Balance with everything. Balance with the foods we eat. Balance with the time we spend. Balance with everything. Balance with our finances, obviously. So make sure to include entertainment. Now, I want to get into specifically some suggestions that are extremely low cost, and that is very important. No one said you can't have fun just because you're frugal. No one said you can't have fun just because you're trying to make ends meet on a low income. No, 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 no. But it's what we do. It's a little bit of planning ahead. So I have a couple of suggestions you might like. It is my hope. All right. So some low cost ways to dine out and have fun. Okay. A lot of times, the thing that really heavily weighs into people's budgets and makes it a big ruin is that they go out to eat too often, too often. Now, there's nothing wrong with an occasional thing, but here's some alternatives, okay? Now, you could do this. The whole fun of dining out, of course, is you don't have to cook, you don't have to do the dishes, blah, blah, blah. You're gathering, and you're doing something a little bit differently. You're with your favorite people, your favorite friends, relatives. You see where I'm going with this? So, who's to stop anyone from doing this? Gather your friends or family together, the people that you really enjoy dining out with. Instead of dining out, perhaps you guys can sit down one day, make a pot of coffee or something and hang out a few minutes with your calendars and suggest rotating a little bit of a gathering. It doesn't have to be fancy. Everybody takes a turn. So you're in a different environment. Okay. You are not paying for it that day just to get there. Okay. And someone else is taking care of the hosting, but it's on a rotating basis. I love this idea. You still get to see your friends, your family, and everybody takes a turn. Basically, everybody takes a turn. But it doesn't have to be the biggest thing either. It could be a simple brunch. It could be coffee and donuts. It could be lunch. It could be something light. It could be a pizza party. It does not have to be fancy. Your own homemade pizza party if you want. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It could be hot dogs and beans. It could be just a pot of coffee and some homemade cakes and cookies. Just get creative. I'm just saying. All right. So, everyone taking a turn to host their gathering. You sit down, you write a calendar. If you don't get together personally, you guys can do it over the phone or whatever way, maybe meet on one of those Zoom type of platforms and gather and figure out your plans. That way you don't have to travel that day. But it's a great alternative. All right. So here's another thing. Many people after church, for example, they right off the bat go to an expensive restaurant. Well, you could take that same idea that I just mentioned and alternate like with the people that you know from your church and just like take turns gathering and hanging out with maybe, like I said earlier, perhaps coffee and donuts or simple little pastries and, tea and cookies. You see where I'm going with this. So, doesn't cost much, but you're still somewhere else in another environment with your favorite folks. Does this make sense? Who out there likes these ideas? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you. Another one. Organize a clothing swap out or a book exchange with, let's say, I'm just using this number, I'm throwing it out of a hat, with 4 friends. Okay. So again, we could do this every alternate month or whatever works in your schedule. Let's say set up a little, just an intimate thing with the 4 friends of book exchange or child's clothing exchange or whatever, or odds and ends around the house. You're tired of something and your friend may love it and they bring something that you may like. Cost is nothing, zero, nada. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal, in my opinion. All right. Or you could do it outside in the backyard. You could do a cookout too. And now that the weather is warmer around most of the states or whatever, now that the weather is getting warmer and nice, backyards, make your backyard work for you. A lot of people are blessed with backyards, and it's just like this area of work. Oh, I have to mow the lawn. Okay, that's nice. But do you ever utilize? A lot of people underutilize the stuff they're blessed with, in my honest. That includes porches, backyards. So you could get together, you could do these things in backyard, perhaps plan a cookout of inexpensive foods. Another one is have a pot, like I was saying, potluck though, cookout. This is a different idea. Potluck cookout is another thought. One person brings the hot dogs, another one potato salad. The host can decide to put out burgers and fries or whatever works. Somebody could bake a couple of 13 by 9 cakes, whatever flavors you want, whatever you know your friends have, and serve some ice cold iced tea or ice cold lemonade to go with it. I think that's great. I really, really do. At the gathering, you could figure out some fun games, fun zero cost games. Okay. You can figure it out, get creative, look online. There are some websites that give out these free game ideas totally for free. The idea is to have fun, be somewhere else completely different, low or zero cost. In many instances, when you're going to various other places, you're just going to get in your car or maybe take a bus or whatever. It's not going to be like this totally expensive thing. So there you go. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Please click the like button. I really do appreciate it all the time. It's very helpful to the channel, and then I could help other people. The more people get to listen to it. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care of yourself and your wonderful family. Thank you.